You know the vibes. Welcome back to another episode of the Hoop Genius podcast brought to you by NBA 2K24. Myself, Momitzi, alongside the one and only legend, three-time NBA champion, Mr. BJ Armstrong. BJ, how you doing?
Mo, I can't complain. All is good. All is well. We're getting a little taste of a little preseason, getting us into conditioning, getting
Yes,
our
sir.
eyes training,
Yes, sir.
getting our minds and our bodies and our spirits right so we can stay up for you in the middle of the night, watch these games.
I'm getting old, BJ. I'm getting old.
Yeah, oh, you're getting old. Well, wait till you get in your 50s. You'll feel it. You'll really feel it.
But
it's good, though.
I'm trying to make it to my 50s, brother. Where I'm going, we'll see. But, preseason, I want to shout out to NBA 2K24 for taking me out to Abu Dhabi for a couple of the preseason games. Man, the Timberwolves and the Mavericks. Shout out to NBA 2K24. The team at 2K always blessed me. I had the opportunity to see the teams, and I had a great week. Had some great experiences out there. I was riding camels in the desert. I was riding jet skis on the ocean. I went to the Grand Mosque. And of course, I went to see both preseason games in style, may I add. If you ain't seen the Insta post, you better get to know. But do you know what's crazy? The craziest part for me, BJ, the craziest part of the whole week, I'm out in Abu Dhabi, living my life, and I'm getting love from the people. I'm getting love for the people. I want to give a special shout out to Charlie, who is out there as well. He proposed to his girlfriend. Congratulations. Oh, wow. They're getting married. And he stopped for a picture saying he loves the podcast. He's been listening since episode 1. So Charlie, big up yourself. I'm wishing you a lifetime of blessings. It was a pleasure to meet yourself and your fiance. Congratulations. I had kids asking me to sign their sneakers. I had a kid ask me to sign their sneakers, right? And he takes off his shoe and it's got signatures all over it. I'm like, who else has signed this? He's like, Luca, Chris Middleton, this guy, that guy. I'm like, and you want me to sign it as well? He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. It's love, man. That's really, really heartwarming stuff to get so much love from the people halfway across the world, may I add. That was real, a moment of reflection for me. I appreciate each and every one of you who listens to this show, who supports us. So, to all of you guys out there who are showing love, we appreciate you. And hopefully next year we can bring BJ along and do a live show there.
Oh, yes.
That's the next goal, I
did a show
I did a show with Kenny Smith. And Kenny Smith was talking crazy, BJ.
What was Kenny saying?
Talking
what was Kenny
crazy.
Saying? What was Kenny saying?
He said a few things. I think I might have to treat the listeners on an episode this week.
Okay.
Maybe on the weekend we drop a bonus episode with my conversation with Kenny Smith because he called you guys out.
What did he say?
He said the Chicago Bulls, if we saw them in the finals, that ain't no problem. They could have got us. So we might have to show the listeners what he said, and then I might have to drop Kenny a text and bring him on the show.
Yeah, you do that. You
might have to be done. And BJ was getting crazy low out there too. I went for dinner with Tim Hardaway Sr.
Timothy.
We had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, and then I went to a yacht with Gary Payton Sr.
Oh, wow.
I'd love to BJ. He's got to come on the show. He told me to reach out to his people. He'll come on.
GP.
The glove. Yep. And then, I chopped out with my boy Grant Williams. The Celtics went out there. Yeah. So I found the one Celtic that was out there. And
I saw him get off the bus. He was dressed properly, huh?
Oh, he was trying to get like me. He was just trying to get like me. Cat was trying to get like me. I set trends, BJ. See, they did that for game 2. You saw me at game 1. Who was flexing in game 1? Courtside or 2 rows behind courtside. Next year will be courtside, inshallah.
Okay. Where's the game at next year?
Abu Dhabi again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a 5-year deal. This was year number 2. Last year was the Bucks and the Hawks. This year, the Wolves and the Mavs. And next year, well, I can't spoil the surprise, but the 2 teams going, get ready for something crazy.
You hope that the Spurs will be one of them.
Man, you can get ready for something crazy. We're going to see. It might even be a little bit more exciting than that, but you never know. I ain't going to ruin the surprise for you guys, but we got to stay tuned. So shout out to NBA 2K once again. We were out there, we set up some consoles we were playing. I played Grant Williams. Grant Williams, the first ever NBA player to beat me in a game of 2K. How about that?
Well, Mo, what are you, like 501 now?
Something like that against NBA players. Yeah. I was undefeated until this week. And he beat me. I cut it down. He was up in the first half. Fourth quarter, that's when I come alive. I cut it down from a 20-point lead to a 3-point game with 20 seconds left on the clock. And I missed a wide open three. I missed a wide open because he was talking smack. He's like, you guys in Boston, you keep waiting for that championship. I said, oh, you're talking crazy now. You left, huh? And I missed the three. I missed it. So you guys will see that video soon on the Hoop Genius YouTube channel. So shout out to NBA 2K each and every time. Did you watch the games? Did you watch the Timberwolves and Mavericks?
Yes.
What did you think?
Well, it's early. The teams are, I think one of the games I think Kyrie didn't play was at game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Anthony Edwards didn't play in game 1. So it wasn't really much to take away. But it looked like it was a good performance. You guys got up and down, a lot of let's say it's a lot of content for tape and corrections that will be made.
Mm-hmm.
My man Rudy Gobert, Rudy, that's my guy.
That's your guy.
Rudy was dunking on these guys.
No threes though. No threes though.
But he was practicing. He was practicing according to the videos.
Well, we had a fan appreciation day, which was like a nice little T-Pain performed. By the way, I was front row to see T-Pain perform. That's a life goal ticked off. Man, I was. What's horrible, BJ? You don't really do social media. You don't get it. When you go to a concert and you're recording someone who's singing, and you're singing along with them, and you're in the moment, and you're having a great time. And then afterwards, you go back and you look at the videos you put on Instagram, and you can't hear the artist. You can just hear your own horrible voice. So my Instagram followers are treated to a few T-Pain renditions from me. But and then they did.
I would love to see Mo. Who did you go to the concert with?
Just some of my friends.
Oh,
some of my friends. You know what I'm saying? I took some of my friends out there. 2K brought some influencers out there. Some of my friends were out there. We were having a great time. BJ. And then
I just want to know who'd you go with?
Just some of the homies,
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Yeah.
Some of the homies, Shout out to 2K every time. You can buy a copy of 2K24 from the link in the description. Make sure you go and cop that right now. I've been playing it ever since I got home. I need to get my revenge. Me and Grant are going to play. You can watch that on Twitch, twitch.tv/hoopgenius. You can follow me on there. We're going to be playing some 2K. But yeah, so we saw T-Pain perform. Then they had a dunk contest. Then they had a 3-point contest with a twist. So it was like 2 players from each team. So one did the right-hand side of the court, one did the left-hand side. Rudy Gobert did not make a single 3. I'm not going to be deceived by these videos. I want to know the videos he puts up, how many attempts he's taken in those videos. Because I saw him go 0 from 11. So, Rudy, you're under surveillance.
It's okay. Editing works.
Man, I'm upload my reel where I make 10 threes in a row. It might just take 2 hours to film, but I might just do that too. Should I get myself a 10-day?
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
One thing that did stand out to me, I watched the team practices and all that kind of stuff. Anthony Edwards' passing is a lot sharper this year. That's one thing I'm going to be looking out for during the season. He's obviously a young player we're watching on the rise, but last night we had the chance to see 2 young players on the rise battle it out in what is a new rivalry that's building in the NBA. Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, why are they a rivalry? What did they do?
It's natural that they're rivals. They're both of a very similar build, very similar skill set. They're both rookies this year. Okay. And, they had a little talk on social media. Well, Chet had a little talk on social media. He claims Wemby headbutted him on his way to the basket. And oh,
wow.
It was a good game. Did you watch it?
I did not watch that game. Well, I did not. After this taping here, I'm going to go and get a little workout in. And I'm going to go rewatch the game. I did see the highlights. However, Wembanyama was impressive.
Understatement.
He was impressive.
Do you know what he is, BJ?
What is he?
He's different.
Oh gosh,
he's different.
Yeah, you guys and that.
Say it. Let them know.
No, I can't.
Let them
You
know.
know, but you know what's amazing about watching all of these games thus far is how high the scoring has been in the preseason.
No one playing defense.
Well,
No,
I mean,
no one trying to
but
play
Mo,
defense.
like, I mean, like I was watching the Detroit Piston game. It was like 126 to 130. Okay, then you have, OKC last night. They were like 122 to like what 121 or something like that. The Lakers game was like 129 or something like that. I mean, Mo, these games are unusually high. So I don't know what that means. Is it like, have we just shifted the game to entirely just an offensive bonanza? You know, like, I don't know. It's just offense. I mean, these are like extraordinary high scores for the preseason. I mean, these are like game 1, game 2. Guys normally aren't even in condition to get up and down.
Joe Mazzulla is somewhere smiling.
Mo's always throwing darts. He's throwing darts.
Hey man, I'm trying to see some defense this year. I'm not trying to see threes and vibes. I'm trying to see defense. The high school games. By the way, just for reference, BJ doesn't like it when I say players are different. He says, "What's different? We all shoot at the same 10-foot hoop." And I said, "BJ, the difference is Wemby's shooting it from 7'4" in the air. I'm shooting it from 6'1" in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So, when you were a player, the preseason, you just alluded to it there. I want you to dive deeper in what were you using the preseason for? Because obviously for the young players or the players at the end of the bench, they're trying to get more minutes for the regular season. But when you're an established veteran in the league, when you've been an all-star like yourself, what do you use the preseason for?
Well, the preseason is the dress rehearsal before the season starts. So you want to get yourself in the best game condition that you can possibly get in. And, it's funny to watch. I just don't understand, right? I don't understand, like, okay, you're sitting out of preseason games. Like, game conditioning is different than practice. And you want to play. BJ, you want to play.
BJ, I think I've just seen the biggest spider of my entire. There's not even a spider; it's flying. Can you see it?
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was just.
That's great. You keep talking. I've got to go get rid of this. You keep talking.
Yeah. So Mo has left us to figure out what is flying around in his house, in his home. And I don't know what Mo is doing back there, but hopefully you can see Mo. I saw that. I saw the share.
Bro, it's crazy. How did that even get inside my house? And now I can't see it. That's wild. Sorry for the interruption, guys. It's preseason, so I'm not even going to edit that bit out.
You're like Jaylen Brown. You did you see the other night he came out with his shorts on backwards?
Yeah. That was that's how preseason's in full effect. I mean, all right, that's slightly terrifying because it could just creep up on me at any minute.
I know.
It's about the size of my hand, probably bigger than my hand. That was wild. But yes, preseason games.
Yeah, preseason. Yeah, preseason is just to get yourself in conditioning. So I always liked preseason because I would try to play harder in the preseason games just so I could just get my second win. Meaning like I would just like, you everything you try to do when you're playing in the game is with a purpose. But I would just like purposely run as hard as I could down the floor just so I could, just get my conditioning together. Or I would foul someone just to like, okay, let me get back into the contact of the game and those things. So, but it seems to be a different mentality now. I don't know what guys are doing now. However, like you try not to let people score 125 points in a preseason game. I mean, that's almost impossible to do.
Yeah.
To let someone, I mean, you're not playing any defense. So, and I didn't mind fouling out in the preseason game. I didn't mind doing things because it was just, you're just trying to get yourself ready to where you could play a 12-minute stretch, right?
Yeah.
I would ask I mean, I was lucky. I always had coaches. They say, I'm going to give you a 6-minute stretches.
Mhm.
And we're going to try to build it up to 8-minute stretches to where you can play 10-minute stretches where you can play 12 minutes hard, which is tough to do. Right. And it takes time to do that. But, it's a different era. So that was then. And here we are now.
Well, on today's show, I want to play a game because today is
Okay.
2 weeks until the season begins, which means it's time for the
Wow.
annual GM survey, where all
Okay.
30 general managers are asked a series of 50 questions.
Okay.
And have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay, perfect. Because the game is going to be, I'm going to ask you the question and you have to guess what the GMs around the league are thinking. Are you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
So all 30 GMs in the NBA were asked which team will win the 2024 NBA Finals. Who did they predict? And for this
Milwaukee
one,
for sure.
two,
Milwaukee for sure.
two teams tied with 33% of the vote each.
Who we have? Milwaukee?
Nope. They came third with 23% of the vote.
Lakers?
Nope. They got 0 votes.
Denver?
They were tied first. Yes.
Golden State?
They were not there.
Boston? Your Celtics?
Yes. The Celtics and the Nuggets both got 33% of the votes each. For reference, last year, 43% of general managers thought it would be the Milwaukee Bucks. Who do you think the general managers are saying will be MVP this year?
Jason Tatum.
No, he was third with 13% of the vote.
Luka?
He was fourth with 10%.
Who will be the MVP this year? Giannis?
He was second with 20%.
Oh, not Jokic again, huh?
43% of general managers believe Jokic will be the MVP. And I don't see why not. If he does it again, because they can't use the excuse of he doesn't do it in the playoffs or he doesn't play defense, because he's the reigning champion. And he should have had 3 MVPs in a row, but they gave a sympathy one to Joel Embiid. Congratulations. If you were starting a franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, out of all 30 general managers, who was the most popular player that they would start a franchise with?
Giannis.
He was third with 13%.
Jokic.
Yeah, 33%. And second was Victor Wembanyama with 23%. Luka Doncic.
How about that? 3 foreign players.
Yep.
How about
out of the top 5, 4 of them were foreign because Luka was fourth. Wait, the top 4 is all foreign players, and then number 5 is Anthony Edwards. Someone said Steph Curry. I don't think they factored in age. Someone said Joel Embiid. Don't think they factored in age or injury history or ability to get past the second round of the playoffs. Someone said Shea, which is a good shout, and someone said Jason Tatum. Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments?
Jokic.
He was second with 33%.
Giannis.
Third with 13%. There's one player who can shift an entire defense with their gravity alone.
Kevin
On the
Durant?
ball, off the ball. No, he's not even there. Just tweet him. He'll be all right.
Oh, gosh.
I'm with all the smoke today.
Who?
I missed this.
Embiid? Joel?
No, come on. He was 5th. I don't know who voted for that.
I have no idea. Who
Stephen Curry, 40% of voters. Steph Curry.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now,
Interesting.
out of the 30 general managers in the NBA, which player do they think is most likely to have a breakout season?
A breakout season.
Mm-hmm. I don't like this question because all the players that are listed, you and I both know are really good. We're just waiting for the rest of the world to wake up to it. But who did the general manager say?
A breakout, like
Establish themselves as a superstar.
Shea Alexander.
He got no votes for that. I think he was all NBA, so I mean, I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They say as a superstar. Okay, Anthony Edwards. I mean, that's the guy I think.
23%. 23% of them said Anthony Edwards. Now, the part that you were going to hate and the part that I'm going to love. Who's the best point guard in the NBA?
Is that even a position anymore?
Yeah, I could have bet my life savings, which wouldn't have been very much, but I could have bet my life savings that that's would have been your answer, and you're not going to like the answer.
Who is the best point guard in the NBA? I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox.
No.
Ja Morant.
No. No. This thing has had a child. There's another one flying around. What the hell is going on in my room?
I don't know. You got flying spiders hanging out.
Right, they're giant. I'm under attack.
I have no idea. Steph Curry.
Correct.
I don't...
Correct.
But he's not a point guard.
I know. I know.
How can he? That's what I'm saying.
Also,
I don't even understand how you can have a point guard.
Was voted as the second place player for best shooting guard in the NBA. And interestingly,
who's the best shooting guard?
They voted 63% of them voted for Devin Booker.
Oh, really?
But Luka Doncic was second when it came to point guards, tied for third when it came to shooting guards, and third when it came to small forward. So it's hard to categorize these players, but who did they say is the best small forward in the NBA?
KD.
He was last year's winner with 45% of the vote. This year, he was second with 20%.
Jason Tatum.
Correct. 47% of voters. Now, power forward, that's easy. 97% of voters. All but one GM.
That's Giannis.
That's Giannis. And one GM voted for Kevin Durant. And then center. Bear in mind, the reigning MVP plays the center position. Who is the best center in the NBA?
I'm going to say Jokic, but it's probably Joel.
It's Jokic with 93% of the vote. Anthony Davis got a vote and Embiid got a vote. Crazy. The MVP is not even considered the best at his position. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah.
I feel like you ought to really, let's explore this a little bit. You know, you seem like you've been throwing a lot of, you know, you're throwing a lot of smoke up there, right? What's your take on this?
The MVP of last season was Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
That was derailed by Kendrick Perkins in the media.
Okay. That's one guy. Now, does he represent the media or is it just one guy?
Kendrick Perkins in the media.
He didn't consult with me.
Kendrick
didn't consult with me.
Kendrick Perkins in the media, when he came out and said, we let white guys win the MVP too easily, like Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. And that, from my sources, made Jokic not want to win the MVP. So he sit out a bunch of games and he didn't really play with his usual pizzazz that he usually would have, because he wanted to take himself out of what had turned into a very toxic conversation, in his opinion. That's just from my sources. Okay. So I don't believe Joel Embiid is the most valuable player in the NBA. I don't believe he was the most valuable player in the NBA last season. And I don't believe he's ever been the most valuable player in the NBA, yet he has the most valuable player trophy.
Okay, that's fair. We're all entitled to our views. I can't argue that one. That's, yeah, okay. Mo Bleezer, I just want to know, why don't you like the guy?
Oh, I love Joel Embiid. He's one of my favorite players.
No,
okay. He's not the MVP. You know, that's just my take on it. You know.
Okay. All right.
I just think it was funny watching him lose in the second round of the playoff for the millionth time. You know, if you're the MVP, you know, everyone said Jokic can't be MVP because he doesn't get it done in the playoffs, but Embiid has never got it done in the playoffs with significantly better, you know, on paper supporting casts. He's had Jimmy Butler, he's had all-star Ben Simmons, he's had you know, a whole bunch of teammates and never got it done. He's had James Harden and Tyrese Maxey. Also, did you see Ben Simmons playing basketball in preseason action against the Lakers?
How did he look?
He looked like he was playing basketball for the first time in a long time, which is a positive sign. He was quite aggressive, taking the ball to the hoop. I think he's finally figured out he's right-handed and not left-handed, because most of his buckets he finished with his right hand. And it was just good, you know, to see him on the basketball court for once. So shout out to Ben Simmons. Never thought I'd say that. But he was playing.
Yeah,
it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll see. But you know, I'm just gonna let him do what Ben Simmons, he's a good player when he's engaged. So hopefully he'll get back, and we'll see how the season works out for him.
Sorry, I just threw my slipper at this giant flying spider. Okay. According to the general managers in the NBA, which team made the best overall moves this offseason?
Oh, Milwaukee.
They were tied for first with another team.
Your Celtics?
Correct. Which was the most underrated player acquisition this offseason?
Oh, Portland for sure.
Underrated.
Yeah, I thought that was an underrated move. I think
DeAndre ain't got a vote.
Yeah,
in the top five. Number one,
probably the Lakers.
No. Gabe Vincent got one vote. Yeah, but number one, you're going to love this. The most underrated player acquisition was Marcus Smart of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Interesting.
Number two, Grant Williams of the Dallas Mavericks. Both former Celtics players. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I didn't really like what I saw there in Dallas. I don't know what you
with Grant Williams.
I just didn't. I don't. Like you'll see things in preseason. You go, oh, it's just preseason. I didn't like the energy of the team.
Yeah, I mean, there was some instances where Grant likes to have fun. He likes to have a laugh. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, shall we say? They're more serious characters, and I feel like they're publicly, sitting on that bench. They weren't his biggest fans. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but there were a couple instances there where the body language was very telling. What did you see that stood out to you?
It was it just didn't look like a group that enjoys being with each other. Again, I don't know. I'm just watching 10,000 miles away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it looked like to me. And I'm a little concerned about this team. The way they finished the season last year, they've lost 3 games in a row now in the preseason this year.
They lost to Real Madrid.
And they lost to Real. Yeah, they lost to Real Madrid today. And Luka didn't really play. What was that all about?
He's got an injury.
I mean, they didn't they play Real Madrid for Luka, and then he doesn't even play?
Yeah, he twisted his ankle before the game, he says. So, it's interesting. Luka also didn't appear to the Slovenian basketball court that we built for him. So I'm not shocked that he didn't appear for the preseason. Well, he did. He played 5 minutes. At least they got 5 minutes with him. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, shout out to Luka enjoying his offseason. I think he's just saving himself for when the real season starts. I'm not mad at him. But which team will be the most improved in 2023, 2024?
I'm gonna say the Indiana Pacers.
Ooh, I love that. But the general managers have Oklahoma City.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say the Pacers because last year the Pacers didn't make the playoffs, but didn't OKC, they went to the play-in. Didn't they go to the play-in last year?
Mm-hmm.
They went to the play-in. So yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah, they were the 10th seed.
Yeah,
I love what the Pacers have done. I think Obi Toppin could be really good. I think Bruce Brown's a great pickup for them. Tyrese Halliburton stepping up another year. Yeah, I like what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, who is going to be the rookie of the year? 50% of the voters said.
Oh, that's Victor.
Yes. Scoot Henderson was second, Chet Holmgren was third, and then Sasha Vezenkov of the Sacramento Kings was in fourth place.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. This is a good one, though. Which rookie was the steal of the draft compared to where he was drafted? You got to think about good players who were drafted outside of the lottery. Although tied for second place was Scoot Henderson at 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scoot was a pick. I think those Thompson twins. I think there's going to be really good players.
Someone voted for Asar Thompson at number 5 to Detroit.
Boom, boom, boom. You know what? That kid from Houston.
Yep, Cam Whitmore drafted at number 20.
Yeah,
I was shocked when he dropped so low, but
yeah, it must be something that we can't see. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you're drafting, you may know something, but you know, who knows? Who knows? But he had a terrific summer. So
here's a tough one for you, BJ. The best international player in the NBA
right now,
you've got Antetokounmpo, Embiid, Doncic, and Jokic. How did they rank them in order of 1 to 4?
Who was they?
The 30 general managers who answered this survey.
Well, I think Giannis for sure.
For sure, number 1.
Yeah, for number 1.
And then number 2?
Jokic.
3?
Doncic.
4? Embiid.
Oh, no. Embiid 3, then Doncic.
Well,
4.
Jokic was number 1 with 80% of the votes. Then it was Doncic with 10%, then Giannis with 7%, and then Embiid with 3%.
Yeah, see that just shows you everything that's wrong about the NBA.
Tell me
if
more.
you're going to be if you're going to be an NBA, if you're going to be a superstar, right? I don't, regardless of era, who's this, who's that. You have to be what's considered a standalone player. If you're going to be a superstar, all these players are really good, but if you're going to be a superstar, that means if you put any of those players on any team right now, the expectations with that player would be at least to the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that about Luka.
He didn't even make the playoffs.
And this isn't a knock against Luka. This isn't a knock against anybody. You can't just drop. If you're going to be a superstar by superstar standards, right? Everybody, that's just a term now that we say. There has to be an expectation there. That player, there can't be more than 5 or 6 of those guys that I can think off the top of my head. Maybe you can think of more, where you say you put this player anywhere in the league and automatically you go, they should at least get to the conference finals. If you build a team around them, they probably will win the whole thing. I can't think of more than 5 or 6 players. I can't even probably think of 5. I'm trying to be kind here.
It's just Giannis for me.
Giannis, Jokic.
It would have been LeBron if he was younger.
Yeah.
KD if he was
in year
younger.
20. LeBron is
Steph
in year
Curry
21.
if he was younger.
Let's take him off the table. LeBron is in year 21. Okay, we know when LeBron was in his prime, you put him anywhere in the team, you expected him to get to the conference. That he was that. He's not that now, but he was that.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Giannis,
right now, for me, it's just Jokic and
Giannis
and Antetokounmpo.
Okay. Joel.
Never been there.
But
so how can you expect him to do something he's never done? If he can't do it on his own team.
Because we see his talent. I'm not saying he is that. I'm just saying he has the ability to be that. I mean, no, he has that ability.
He doesn't. Otherwise, he would have done it. Like, we're talking about taking a player and putting them on the worst team in the league, right? So on the Rockets or on the Pistons. You put Giannis there, you're expecting them to be in the playoffs and be competing. You put Embiid there.
Joel Embiid will carry any team he plays on to the playoffs.
Okay, but you said conference finals, and he's never done that.
I didn't put him in there. I didn't put him in there to say he's done it. I'm just saying, I'll say it again, with the expectations should be, if you're a superstar, to at the very least at the beginning of the season to say that team can get to the conference finals. That's what I said. Now, has he done it? He hasn't. However, every year in Philadelphia, we say the same thing. Is this Philadelphia's year? They should be the first team. One year they had the number 1 seed. They had the number 2 seed. They keep having these expectations, but they haven't done it. And it's all because of Joel Embiid. That's my point.
Okay.
I think he is that. However, he hasn't done that yet. I'm trying to think of another player. I don't think Luka's there. Jason Tatum, I think, is on the cuffs. I think he's on the cuffs. Like, he's like somewhere.
I mean, he's been chilling in the conference finals since he was 19 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's right there. I think, you know what? He's right there. I'm trying to think who else in this league. Kawhi, when he's healthy, that's what you can argue with Kawhi. When he's healthy. Like, the problem is he hasn't been healthy.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah,
it's
but
been
you
5
can
years.
see, yeah, but you can say, so I don't think there are many of those type of players where you can just say, drop him off anywhere, and then they will give you the expectations of a conference finals. That, to me, is what a superstar is all about. They live with a different level of expectations. Now, until you can have that level of pressure and respond to that, I can't be just passing out superstar because the guy averages 25 points a night. Like, if you are that, you should have that expectation. Well, you need help. Well, okay. You're a really good player then. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But just a little.
I hear it.
Like a little side.
So there's a load more questions. This has been pretty fun, but I'll leave it with this last one. Which player would you want taking the shot with the game on the line? Who's your pick? Who's your pick? And then we'll guess the general manager's pick.
Yeah, Giannis does it for me.
Game on the line. You want him taking the shot?
Yes.
He didn't even
tell me. You didn't tell me what type of shot. I want him taking the shot.
Okay.
I want my best player to take the shot.
What if
I
it's
want
a
my best
shot?
player. I want him taking the shot.
A jump shot.
A jump shot.
Out of every player in the NBA.
Out of every player. Because I know he's worked hard enough to take it. I'm not impressed with like stats. I know.
But if you want to win the game, I'm saying if you want to win a game and a player's got to shoot a jump shot to win it, you're putting your trust in Giannis Antetokounmpo over every player in the NBA.
This is what I know. When everybody else is doing what they do, I have no questions where my man Giannis is at in the summertime, during the season, and during the game. I have no concerns what type of effort I'm going to get. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to leave everything on the court. I know he's not posting videos talking about grinding. I know he's not. I know what he's doing. I know it. Now, for me, I can live with that. See, missing a shot. You know what I can't live with, Mo? A guy who you think is doing something and we know he's not doing it.
I'm sure Giannis isn't the only player in the NBA working hard.
I said who does it for me. I'm not saying who does it for you.
Who do you think the general manager's picked?
I have no idea. I have no I don't know. Steph Curry, Luka.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Stephen Curry. I think Steph works pretty hard in the offseason.
I didn't say he couldn't, but I didn't say he didn't. I just said who does it for me. Because when you start talking about the end of the game, that means you got to play against 5 guys. I told you the story at the time that one of my teammates wouldn't even play me. He was like, I'm not playing you one-on-one because it takes a team to stop me. You play one-on-one. And I thought, okay. At the end of the game, I can't give the ball to Steph Curry and say, just go get a shot. That's not what he does. Now, he runs around and does that. And okay. But at the end of the game, you got to give the ball to a player and he's got to beat 9 guys. Because
KD's there, though. Luka, Dame Lillard, King of the Fourth, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
That's the other players who got votes. Kyrie Irving got a vote as well.
Yeah, I'm not those are exceptional players. However, there isn't a player that can guard Luka. I mean, that can guard Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a player that can guard him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to give him that ball, and you're going to have to double team him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said jump shot. Why settle? Who can stop him?
Because
why settle?
well, it's your friend Trent Tucker, the Trent Tucker rule.
Trent Tucker was open for a reason because they were stopping Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, they were stopping Patrick Ewing. Mm-hmm.
I hear it. I hear it.
There's a reason. There's a reason that people shot a high percentage playing on those Bulls teams. Because you didn't come into the game saying, "Oh, well, how are we going to game plan for BJ today?" Come on, like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm expecting to see high percentages across the board for the Milwaukee Bucks, and we're going to be here to break it down at the Hoop Dreams podcast. So make sure you subscribe to the show, and while you're there, click the link in the description to join our Discord, where you can
make sure you reach out to our good friend Kenny Smith.
I will do. We will get Kenny on the show.
Sure.
GP
Please.
Wants to come on the show. We'll get Grant on the show. We'll get the whole gang.
Oh, all guards. We'll just talk guards.
Ray Allen was there, but I didn't get a chance to catch up with him. So I think we got to get him on the show.
Ray had his suit on. You know what? I love Ray. Shout out to Ray.
He was too slick, and Kareem was there as well. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, so that would be a true honor. But whilst you're in the description of the show, make sure you get your copy of NBA 2K24 so you can support this show, keep it going, and keep it growing, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next episode where we'll have a lot more to break down. Let us know your reactions and who you would give the ball to for the last shot of the game. Let us know on social media.
I know who you're giving it. I know who you're giving it to.
Who?
You're giving it to Giannis.
I'm giving it to Marcus Smart.
Yeah, you're giving it to Giannis.
I'm giving it to Marcus Smart.
You know, we got to go to Milwaukee this year. We got to go to Milwaukee this year.
Can we wait till they play Miami?
Go to the mill. Oh.
BJ, I'm lactose intolerant. What am I going to do in Milwaukee?
You're going to go to the game, and we're going to enjoy the game, and we're going to go see perhaps the best team in the NBA. That's what we're going to do. Now,
they're playing the Celtics.
Yeah, that's fair too. This is the same guy who is down on the trade. But that's tomorrow's discussion. Tomorrow's discussion.
We could get Scal back on the show. We had a great conversation with him in 22. We got to get Scal back on the show.
All right, let's get Scal back on. I just want guards. All guards.
I'll bring the bigs. Don't worry.
You bring the bigs. I just want the guards.
I'm gonna holler at Rick Mahorn as well.
I'm going to turn this into a point guard academy. It's all guards.
Okay.
It's all guards.
I'm going to bring the biggest of big. I'm going to bring Yao Ming. I'm going to find a way to bring Yao Ming to the show.
Yao.
Yeah, I'm going to speak into existence. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Make sure you stay locked in. And most importantly, more than anything else, get buckets.